name is Graversen, and I'm the director and producer of the documentary Ghosts of Moria.
My name is Florian Elabdi, and I'm the director on Ghosts of Moria along with Michael.
For those who haven't seen the film, can you tell us a little bit more about Ghosts of Moria?
Ghosts of Moria is a story about two friends from Aleppo who chose to stay in the burned down Moria camp after it burned in September 2020. Instead of relocating to the new refugee camp on Lesbos Island in Greece, they chose to stay in the burned out rubbles and scavenge for metal to survive.
And I think it's also a universal story that is very much about that even under the harshest of circumstances, something beautiful like friendship can survive.
Can you tell us how you became involved with the project and what drew you to it?
For my sake, I've been coming to Moria for 5 years and been filming before, and also made a photo book from there. I was already in contact with a lot of people when the camp burned down, and I thought that there was a gut instinct that there might be a film here actually.
I'm a journalist, so I've been covering the wars in Iraq and Syria and in the Middle East in general, and I've seen people flee from war zones, and in the past few years I've also started covering refugee crisis, the effects of those wars that I covered in the beginning. So for me it was also natural to combine forces with Michael and go to Lesbos to see if there was anything we could do film-wise that could tell a story about refugees.
I think it's interesting to go, for my sake, I think documentaries can do something else like news and reportage. So it was interesting to see, because it was quite a media circus when the camp burned down, and everyone was kind of following like the stream of all of the refugees going to the new camp. And I thought it was interesting also that we could go in another direction, kind of just stay in the camp that was burned down, and there was this apocalyptic universe to see kind of what was. It was almost like the camp also became a character, I think.
Tell us about the protagonists in the film and how they reacted to you wanting to tell part of their story.
Khalil is a very open-minded soul. He's not someone who is easily feeling. He's not shy in any way. So he was actually very open from the beginning, and he said, "Yeah, sure, you can film me. I'm just doing this work, and the whole world is welcome to see what I'm doing." Ahem was a bit more shy in the beginning, so we had to talk a bit with him and get to know him a bit better. And but after a few days of becoming friends with them, they both became very comfortable about us following them.
Also, I think it's kind of a vulnerable situation that they're in, so you really need to also be careful on how you kind of approach people and also gain their trust. And we didn't have that much time in the beginning to gain their trust, but what we did, and like you said with Khalil, it was a little bit easier. But he was also older than Ayam. He was younger, so yeah.
But both are, they're Syrians, Arabs. I also have partly Arab background, and they invited us for food. Within the first 5 minutes that we spoke to them, although they had so little food, we were invited, and we ended up eating dinner together in their tent that same day. So that also that was a kind of an icebreaker that they themselves brought on the table.
I think it's important that you invest something of yourself also, and not just like kind of take their stories and from a distance. Yeah.
As the film shows and continues to talk about that their situation is precarious, but have they been able to see the film yet and react to it?
Yeah, they've both seen the film, and they're very happy about it, and they've been sharing our social media posts from here with their families and friends and online social media, and they're very proud. And Khalil always says that he always asks me, am I the bigger hero of the film, or is it Aham? And I said, no, don't worry, it's you. So they're both very happy to have been a part of it.
Yeah, and I received so many heart emojis after the premiere yesterday. So yeah, from both of them.
So you just mentioned it was the premiere yesterday. You're here in Clermont. Tell us about the experiences and reactions from the Clermont audiences.
I think it's great to be here in Clermont because there's so many. It's such a big festival. There's so many audience and industry people, and we already got a lot of positive feedback from people who've seen it and kind of approached us afterwards. Obviously, there's all the industry, the festivals and the sales and all of that, but also just like ordinary audience who kind of see the film and kind of and react to it and connect to it. So, and it's screening 7 times here, and it's in huge cinemas, so it's great. Yeah.
Great.